In this video, I'm going to go over the send broadcasting, which sends mass SMS inside of the system. The first thing you want to do is understand what default list and archive list is. Now, what happens is, let me jump back over here and bring this into the default list. What our system does, anytime you create a new mass send, it'll automatically start putting these into a long row of all your sends. And from time to time, this can be quite extensive, and it might take a while to page down. At any time, you can come in here and archive it. So when you get to this page directly here, you won't see as many mass sends that you did that were older and no longer are current. So you're never going to use them again. You can put them in the archive in case you ever need them again. You can always bring them back into the system by clicking on this link right here. To send a mass SMS, simply come in here, click on the plus button, enter the title of our send, select the type. First I'm going to show you the SMS. This message can be whatever you want it to be. Just for demo sake, I'm just going to put short messages in here. I'm going to click on save. And now we have two options here because of the way we have our settings. We can send this as an SMS or a voice. Sending this as a voice will be a robo voice. And if I can select the list that I want to send to, and then down here, you'll see here it'll use 2 credits. We can determine if we want to disable the long code or the short code, depending if it's enabled on your account. Once you select on the terms and conditions that you agree on your send, you click on send broadcast, and the system will automatically send it to all the numbers on that list. And this is what it sounds like. You see that was a short message, so you didn't hear all of it. But that's how the voice works. When it's an SMS, you will actually see the SMS on a phone as opposed to hearing it from voice, for obvious reasons. So let me jump back in here, and we'll see here we did a send here. It has sends and fails. So we had 1 send and 1 fail. The reason why 1 failed is because one of our numbers was a bogus phone number. And if I go to usage reports here, and click this number here is not a valid number. Since I'm in the United States, a valid number is only 10 digits long, and I end up, just for the sake of the demo, to show you what a failed number looks like and to show you the status of failed inside of the usage reports. We also have other options too. If setting your... Sorry about that. So if I put my title here, and I determine I want to send an MP3, so instead of sending a robo voice or even sending an SMS message, I can elect to send an actual audio. And that audio can be as long as you want it to be. Generally, you want to keep it as short and sweet as possible. And this will allow, when you hit send on the mass, MP3 will light up right here. Click on send, and a voice message will be sent to anybody that answers their phone that is on the list. The next thing that we have is the televoice. What this does allows anybody to come in here, for example, like a school administrator. If school was closed and you needed to notify everybody immediately, you didn't have time to create an MP3 file, upload it, and all that stuff, they can come in here, enter the phone number, click on dial, and the system will automatically dial my phone number. So this is now calling my phone. I'm going to press 1. This is the superintendent of schools. This is to notify that school is closed today due to inclement weather. I'm going to hit the star key. So now it just hung up, and now it's going to process my voice. And we'll give this a second here. Now I'm going to play this. Alright, so now it's saved. I'm going to click on Save. And now I've created a televoice. Now because it can't be sent via SMS, voice, and MP3, it just appears as televoice. To send this to the list of subscribers, let's say it's the parents of the schools, you just come in here and click on televoice. Select the campaign with all the list. Terms and conditions. Send broadcast. And now it's going to send that voice message to all the parents. There is my phone ringing right there. And a little bit extra got in there. Just want to make sure you're always quiet at the end of your statement before you hit the start key. But as you can see, that it's sent. And I'm going to jump back up to usage reports. And we can see our call report. And we'll see here, this is the call that just completed. So go back to send broadcast. And you'll see now, I have 2 on my list now. And next to show you is the robo voice. And this time I want to have it do a female voice, so I'm going to do, "Hi, this is Eddie. How are you?" So it's going to be a female saying a male's name. So I'm going to click on female. I think we determine the accent, USA or UK, British accent. I'm going to click on save. And now I'm going to send this as a voice to our list. Terms and conditions, send broadcast. My phone should ring again. And that was the female voice of the robo voice. So let me jump back up, and that's how you send broadcasts using our system. First, you always create your template, and then you send from the action column inside of here, either SMS, voice, televoice, or MP3, depending on what is highlighted is available to you. So whoever gets stats on your send, click on the little icon here, and we can see all the details or an exact report about this send. In case in this one we had the fake number here, this became and has failed. We could also determine the batches. Now batches are sent out based on when you send it. Now let's say this was an offer that's going to go out on 2 different days. So we send it on Monday, and then we send it out on Thursday. If we click on this, it'll show each batch in that particular send. So that's what it's very important when you determine what goes in the archive and what goes in the default list, because the archive lists are campaign mass sends that you never use again. So I'm never going to use this again because for example, in my televoice I could have said the date, so I can't use that ever again. I would just throw that back into the archive. Next, I'm going to show you the advanced options inside of the mass sender. So I'm going to click on SMS. The first option here we have is to track a coupon. And what we can do is this becomes a coupon system where a keyword is the redemption of the coupon. So you send a mass SMS, and then when that person goes in the store, the clerk will say text in food to the phone number, or reply food to the text that we sent out regarding the coupon, and then that way it'll redeem the deal. So we set our keyword, then we set our coupon expiration date and the time, and then we can have that coupon expire after a certain amount of validation. So this way we can only limit each person to 1 coupon if we really wanted to. In this case I'm just going to leave it as 1. Otherwise they'll be to reuse that coupon several times based on your number above 1. Now if you are setting this above 1, you can set the days that have to occur between each validation. Now anytime that customer texts in that redemption keyword, while they're in the store, they're going to get a reply message, and they show that reply message to the agent. Now at the very bottom of the reply message there's going to be a code, and if it's a fail code, that means either the days aren't exactly right between each validation or the coupon's expired. It'll also give the stats regarding how many coupons have been redeemed inside of the campaign. And it's very useful to know because now you know how many you send versus how many people actually come in and redeem a coupon. It provides great stats for tracking coupons. Next is our advanced features. Now before you send, always make sure you have the correct settings in advanced settings. So by default it's always going to be send to all. If for some reason your mass SMS fails, anybody that hasn't got that message yet, if you click on this, it'll send to the remaining recipients that did not get an SMS. We can also determine a range of how many people get this SMS message based on the to and from. Now say if our list is 1,000 people long, we only want it to go from person 1 to person 100, and then maybe tomorrow we'll do 101 through 200. This way we can segregate our sends. So I'm going to send it to the only 100 people here in this list. We can set our time delay between each message. You don't need to use this particular feature unless you really want to have those messages go out at a higher increment level between each message. But by default it's 0. And next, the other option is if we do send to all, excuse me, if we do select range like that again, we can actually shuffle the numbers, and we do after every third one, it'll send a message only to the 3, every 3 based on that 100. So it'll send a 3, 6, 9, 12, etc., etc., up to 100. So we have that option as well. And for some reason our list includes both UK and US numbers. We can include the UK numbers in that list as well. Now when doing mass sends, you're not pigeonholed into only sending it to one campaign. You might have 30, 40, 50, 60 campaigns inside of your system. You can send a message to all those campaigns by simply just checking these off. And it'll tell you how many available credits you have, how many of this it'll use, and it'll also tell you once you complete the terms and conditions of send your broadcast, all the usage reports inside of this tab here, which is the next video in our training series. This concludes the training on sending mass SMS inside of the SMS gateway system.